My name is Julie Shu. I'm a senior product manager at Drugbank. So Drugbank is based in Edmonton and actually spun out of University of Alberta. So started as, typical academic thing. They wanted
Mhm.
just to basically build a database of drug information for academic purposes because it didn't exist. And lo and behold, it turns out that a lot of commercial companies were looking for that. What's been great for us is we maybe haven't gone the traditional startup route where we do a lot of figuring out our customers, what the problems are, building for those because there was a product already. And I think we had customers just come to us naturally, which is amazing, right? Which is what you would
Yeah.
hope for. There's obviously some downsides to that as well, but I think we've just very organically grown since then. And now we're at the stage, especially when I joined, and I would argue when product managers, dedicated product managers are really useful, is because we figured out that product market fit and now we're really looking to accelerate growth. First and foremost, I think I would be lying if I didn't say that we were interested in the funding.
Yeah.
That's obviously a huge part of it. And
Hmm.
not the only thing, definitely, but definitely a part of it.
Totally.
So that's helpful for the company in general because we're still startup, scale up, and growing. It's helpful from my perspective to, I guess, put emphasis on growing product talent, if that makes sense. So I am actually product manager number one, and I've been in that position before. And with it comes not just typical product management work, but this sense of what is product management at the company? What does that mean? How do we work with other teams? Like, how do we even
Yeah.
set up our workflows and processes, right? So the company applying for something like this and getting this grant also helps us to say like this is an area of the company or of hiring that we're really focused on. We believe in product management as a, I guess, occupation, as a field. We believe that product managers and subsequent product teams can add a lot of value. So I think that's part of it as well, and that also helps a lot of companies like Drugbank and others. I do think Drugbank, we were pretty convinced that that was the case because my previous manager was in product before they hired me in the
Yeah.
grant. But I think for a lot of other smaller startups, some of which I've met during the sessions, I feel like for them, it's also a way to understand what product management is and how a product leader can really contribute to the company and the growth and the scaling of a small company. So that's pretty pivotal. And obviously, any financial assistance in that front helps as well because a lot of really talented product managers, especially if you're looking at, chief product officer level, are not entry level employees that are, very
Right.
affordable, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Secondly, I think we were also looking for more, I guess, training or guidance on product leadership. So, like I mentioned before, I'm at that stage where I'm a senior product manager, but I think I still feel pretty early in my career.
Yeah.
And product management in general is just not something that you go to school for, right? It's not like a doctor or even like engineer, like I went to school for, where you feel like, oh, I did that 4 year or 8, 10 year schooling, so I feel prepared, right? It's
Right.
something that people come in from various backgrounds, from engineering, technical, to sales, to customer success, to design, to just a CEO or whatever it is. So I think that training and sometimes even just confidence boost a lot of it, right? A lot of us in product management have a sense of imposter syndrome as if we've never really been properly trained for it and we've just learned on the job or learned on
Yeah.
the side through reading or learning ourselves. So having a more structured program like this, I think helps us to get more of that training in a structured way, but also for us to have more confidence. And I think specifically this program is great about training you for those leadership positions. I've done ones in the past or just attended sessions where it's about specific topics, or some of them are like introduction to product management. So this is
Hmm.
the first one I've been part of that's really meant kind of like you should absolutely aspire to be that product leader or CPO, whatever it is at your company or in the future, and these are the skills that you need, and taught at that level, if that makes sense. It's kind of like not just the basics anymore, but how do you take the next step and really, I guess, be a leader, right?
Yeah.
So that part of it has been great. And then thirdly, just what I mentioned earlier about participating in the community and being a part of a group of not just other product managers, but our whole tech community. And I feel like everybody in the program is very much startup scale up. I guess that was the qualification as well, right? Not like there's a lot of established companies who have a lot of product managers who have their own training programs internally for product managers, right? So again, this program is great for those of us that are, there's only a few of us, or I know some of my other colleagues in the program, they're not even really product managers, but they're playing that role. So I think it's helpful for them to also hone those skills and think about future product people they can hire and bring on and what role that person could take or future people could take, and just getting to meet others as well. I know there's a mix of CEOs or founders and other senior product managers or other folks who are in product management type positions. So, and we all come from such different companies and industries, and we have such different products. So that's been really interesting as well. And in some of the conversations, it's been fun to kind of go back and forth and help each other figure out, well, you know, for your product, maybe this is how you should talk about it or think about it. I think it's been really important. Like I had said before, this program was a big part of, I don't necessarily think big part of me getting the job, but it definitely came along with it. I remember I got the job and then was about to start, and then this opportunity came up. We were like, oh, this is perfect, and we fit all the qualifications, and that was definitely a big boost, I think, for me, for the company, for the role, for us to have the opportunity to see how a product person could influence the company without a lot of the risk, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think it's really helped us to prove, and both me and my team, I think we've really shown over the months that I've been here how much value we can add. And obviously this program was a big part of making that happen or making it easier. And obviously all the companies are always looking for funding one way or another, whether it's grants or investors or loans or whatever it might be. Seeing that the province or at the provincial level, there's funding and programs and thoughts and ideas behind innovation. And a lot of this stuff needs some encouragement and kind of push, if that makes sense, especially when we're trying to move away from such traditional entrenched industries. So seeing that come from the government and at that level has been great.